Hello, and welcome back to another brief pen overview. Today's overview is going to be on a pen that I've had in my collection for quite some time, just getting around to doing the review. It's a very interesting pen to myself. It is the Pilot Elite 95S. So I'll bring it in a little closer for you. This is the burgundy in gold version. It also comes in black, where the barrel and the cap are black with gold trim. So let's take a look at the features of the pen. The top finial, it's a flat top. The bottom, flat as well. As you can see, it looks to be a rather small pen in the hand. However, as you'll see, when you take the cap off, it extends the length of the pen. You have a very nice clip here, very springy. It's a pocket pen, as you can tell by the length. Very light in weight. But I really like the way the gold plays off of the maroon, which is why I went with this version. I actually got mine off of eBay. I actually won an auction that I hadn't expected to win. Put in a ridiculous price and won it. But you can certainly get this pen at all the U.S. manufacturers, distributors. Goulet Pens, Anderson, Pen Chalet. They all sell it. It goes for about $135. As you can see here, it says Elite on the cap. It's got the Pilot there on the clip. It's a friction fit pen. It's kind of neat the way it fits in there. You can feel it like coming together, and it doesn't fall off. It stays together pretty well, but I really like the way that works there. You can see the pen itself is very short. However, when you cap it, it becomes full length. What was very interesting about this pen is the inlaid nib, as you can see here. Let's see if we can bring that into some focus. It's a 14 karat inlaid nib. Very attractive. It's the underside. I actually think the blue helps. There we go. There's the nib. Very attractive nib. Kind of gives it the look of a vintage nib. Although this pen, I believe, began to be manufactured in 2016. So it is a modern pen with a very vintage look, as you can see here, which is what attracted me to this pen. Very attractive pen. I like it a lot. You saw how short it was before I capped it, but in the hand it becomes a full-length pen, and there's quite a bit here off the back end. I do cap this. It's almost a little ridiculous to write with uncapped, as you can see here. So I do cap it when I write with it, and it makes for a regular length. It's very light, very balanced, very pleasant writing experience with it in terms of its weight. Now, to just give you an idea of how small it is as a pocket pen, I'm going to compare it to another very popular brand pocket pen, the Kaweco Sport. So you can see that it's a little bit longer before being capped than the Kaweco Sport. But then once you do cap it, it is much longer than the Kaweco Sport. It is actually a full-length pen. Okay, so let's compare very quickly to the Kaweco Sport capped. So you can see the difference in length, how it truly becomes a full-length pen versus the Kaweco Sport pocket pen. Again, what I really liked about this pen is it's a modern day pen. It's easy to take around. It's light, but I really like the inlaid nib. That really is an attractive feature for this pen. Gives it that vintage look, yet it's not a vintage pen. Opening it up here, the pen came with a converter. This one came with a Con 40 converter. It takes proprietary pilot converters. It takes the aromatic one that you can press to bring ink flow in. It takes this Con 40. It will not take the Con 50 or the Con 70. One disadvantage I will say is that you cannot see how much ink is in here because it goes down into here. The Con 40 isn't that big, but it does go down to about here. And so there is ink in there, but you can't see it. So you really don't have an idea of how much ink you have left with your writing. If there's anything at all bad I have to say about the pen, it would be that. But other than that, love it. And it will also take pilot cartridges. So let's do a brief writing sample with the pen. Let's bring it in close up here. That skipping was me just trying to, I rotated the pen somewhat. Again, this is the Pilot Elite 95S. This is a 14K nib. And it's very springy. It's a very lovely pen to write with. Now this is the extra fine. And as you can see, it puts down a very fine line. But you can open it up somewhat. Would not call it a flex nib. But you see that you can open it up. So it does have a lot of spring in it, and that's very nice. I'll mention that the ink I have in here right now is one of my favorite blacks. And that is the Kyono Oto. And I might mess this up here. Nurabaro #1. Beautiful black ink that has a lot of sheen. Can't notice it so much because this is an extra fine pen. But that's why I put it in here, because it comes out really black and dark. The ink does have some blue overtones in it, but you don't see that when you write it. It definitely comes out just like a black, and it's one of my favorite blacks. So you can look for that if you're looking for a good black ink. This is the box that it comes in. But back to the pen. Really love writing with this pen. I have a tendency to roll here, so that's what those skips are, because this pen came out of the box very well. And you can see I can get some line variation out of it. I'll show you that again close up. Keep this in the screen here. So you can see it's very springy nib, makes for an extremely pleasant writing experience. See, it keeps up and writing fast. No skips. I don't know if you can get any reverse writing out of here. Let's see. No. Not very good on reverse writing. But a very pleasant writing experience. A light pen. It is rather light. You could beat it up, throwing it around in your pocket or your pocketbook. But writes very well. This is an extra fine. As I said, I normally write with medium nibs or broad. But because I put in a price and didn't expect to win it. And I did. Ended up with the extra fine, but there's always a reason to use any type of nib, in my opinion. These extra fines are really good on bad paper at work. But it writes very well. Very attractive. You can get it really inexpensive on eBay. You can still get it really inexpensive from an American distributor at about $135. A 14 karat gold nib. That's a good price. With the Lammy's a little bit more than that as an introductory gold nib. There's some other ones out there which are escaping my memory right now. But for $135, around that area, an inlaid 14 karat beautiful gold nib that writes wonderful, springy, has great line variation. Cannot beat that. So there you have it. Very quick overview. The Pilot Elite 95S. Check it out. If you like this quick review, please hit like and subscribe to my channel for other interesting pen finds. I have some other pens that I've had in my collection that I have been meaning to do a review on that I think are interesting and noteworthy, and I will be putting those out as well. So if you hit the subscribe, you will be notified when I do that. Thank you so much. Peace. I feel like everybody's doing this now. I swear I was doing this a long time ago. But I mean it. Peace to you. From me, namaste. Have a great day.